Hey everybody, we have another case of bullying from a sharing website. This time it's Couchsurfing. So Couchsurfing deleted my profile. It turns out that my profile was deleted because I had violated their terms of use. Their terms of use indicates that I'm not allowed to list, I'm not able to, my listing is not supposed to be a commercial listing. And so we went back and forth, and we determined that I was violating their terms, and I stopped doing that. But now they've come and they've tried to say that I'm still violating their terms of use, even after they've after they've reactivated my account and agreed that I was in compliance with their terms of service. And so it initially started that I was asking for money on Couchsurfing, and that's not okay. And so then I changed that. Okay, so I'm not going to ask people for money on Couchsurfing. And then they said, well, now it's not okay because now you have a link to your Airbnb profile from your Couchsurfing profile, and that's not okay because that violates our terms of service. However, it does not violate the terms of service. Terms of service that were cited so far say that I'm going to exercise good judgment, that I'll comply with the community guidelines, that I won't use the services for commercial purpose whatsoever unless with prior written consent. Okay, so having a link to my Airbnb profile is not using Couchsurfing for a commercial purpose. What it is providing a link to a profile so that the user of Couchsurfing can click it and can then see that profile. Now, I don't know if they're anticipating that the user is going to want to abandon Couchsurfing, go over to Airbnb, and pay money for something that they possibly could have gotten for free from Couchsurfing, and that they would do this rather than contacting me first through Couchsurfing. This wouldn't make any sense. So this is an example of the type of intelligence and thinking that goes into these sharing sites, these technology sites. The latest and greatest coming out of Silicon Valley, coming out of the tech central here in San Francisco. Couchsurfing, they're anticipating that the fact that I have a link in my profile must be considered as a commercial purpose, right? Because we know that the user is going to click on that and that they're going to pay me money instead of going through Couchsurfing. This makes no sense at all. So I don't know if that's the terms of service that they say that I'm currently violating. I don't really even see that after I modified my profile, they reactivated it here, and last message from Couchsurfing people, from Florian, he's hidden his last name or her last name, okay, is that they said, can I please ask you to remove the link? And you can ask, but I'm not going to do it. It doesn't violate the terms of service. And they said, oh, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding, but please do it, and if you don't do it, we'll be forced to permanently deactivate your profile. Okay. Does it violate their terms of service? I don't see how it violates their terms of service. I have a link there. So it would be pretty easy for me to remove that link and to provide that link to the user when they contact me. That way the user can have some more idea about who I am and what I do, and find out that I'm actually verified through Airbnb, that I'm a legitimate person, and they feel like they can trust me a little bit better before they couch surf with me. You know, they're going to be staying with me. Probably want to have a sense of who I am. And that's probably a great thing to do, just provide it to them in the email. However, given the fact that there are so many people who are violating flagrantly the terms of service, and you can just go on Couchsurfing and you can search for Airbnb, and you'll find hundreds of profiles where people who are working for Airbnb, who are hosting, but they're also on Couchsurfing, okay? And they talk about this. They're picking on me. They're bullies, and they're picking on me. Why? I don't know. But clearly it doesn't violate the terms of service, and I'm not going to back down from bullies. I'm not going to back down. When I put a profile up, and if they have an issue with that profile, if they don't like it for whatever reason, then that's too bad. You know, just because they own that website doesn't mean they get to pick and choose whose profiles they like. They want to play God with these things. So does Airbnb. They want to do the same thing. It's just like Google. This is the new trend in website management, is that these companies apply arbitrary law and policy to the users, where they say, if we don't like the profile that you've created, if we don't like the content you have, if we don't like something about you, then we're going to pick on you, and we're going to apply the rules subjectively and arbitrarily as much as we want. Which seems to be what they're doing. Is there anything in the profile that says you cannot link to your, you know, in the service says you can't link to your Airbnb profile? No, obviously not. Am I using the link to generate any commercial income? Quite obviously, no. That makes no sense at all. There's no way that anybody's going to go to Couchsurfing to try to find out how they can then click on the link and then go over to Airbnb. No, clearly not. So, am I in violation of the terms of service? No. So why are they demanding and threatening to delete my profile on Couchsurfing if I don't remove that link? No reason. It's just what they say. We're ordering you to do it. First they were, can I please ask you? They're not asking. They're pretending to ask. They're saying, you will do it. And we're going to tell you what to do. And if you don't do it, you're kicked off the site. Okay? So that's how these things work. That's what they're doing with Couchsurfing. Airbnb has a little bit different ways of doing it. Okay, guys, thanks for watching.